Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, and welcome to Endless Space, this Harmony Multiple Personalities Madness playthrough, where it is you, the viewers, who dictate how I shall play, or rather, roleplay as. Now, I have explained details in an introduction video that I posted a few days before recording this one. I'll link you in the description. I'll also attach the rundown of what is going to happen in the description, but just in case you are too, preoccupied with other things to actually check it out or read the description, I'll just briefly tell you what is the deal. I'll now start a new playthrough on endless difficulty, of course, playing as one of my custom factions, and in each video, you, the viewers, will decide what personality I shall have during the recording of the next part. So for example, in my introduction video, I asked you what should my personality be for the first part of the series. And the responses were kind of overwhelming, in all honesty. They were really amazing. I was just really happy to see how excited people were for this kind of playthrough. And the most popular one was posted by Naval Warfare. And I can see that you there, sir, have read a little bit about the Templars lore. And I really like what he wrote as well. He put a lot of effort into it. And I believe that this deserves some kind of reward. And as a reward, I'll play exactly how he wrote it down. I will not read everything, I'll just read the last two paragraphs. After there was nothing. Our homes had been razed to the ground, our bodies vaporized, our planet purged of life. Everything we had come to know wiped away in a single selfish act of brutality. And so we swore a vow to protect all from the ravages of war, from the tides of devastation. It has been countless eons since I took that vow. I have seen countless friends and loved ones fall to protect others from harm, to protect them from themselves. Everything I had come to believe has come crashing down in a whirlwind of nihilism and death. How can one see such things and yet not change? I tell you, they cannot. And now, now there is pain. That's probably not the kind of evil laugh Naval Warfare was hoping for, but it's the one he's gonna get. So, what I get of this is that I should play as the Templars, and I should be a little bit mad and bloodthirsty as a result of what happened to them. Templars are one of my custom factions, and that is more or less their history. But I think I can one-up this by following his instructions in ways that perhaps he did not expect. So there is that. Now let's go into a new game. I do need to select my custom faction that I'm going to play as, but I also asked my viewers to tell me which custom faction I should play as, and the votes were actually split evenly between 5 factions. The Chantry, Food Lovers, UKSPA, the Romantics, Templars, who I mentioned before, Orpheus Corporation, obsessed with dust, and Radiance, the mad scientists, evil geniuses that just destroy everything, including Templars, which was described in Naval Warfare's little story. So it was a tie, so I did what I thought had to be done and went to random.org and generated a result of 5. So when we go to this, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be playing as the Radiance, which is going to be mildly interesting, if I may say so myself. Now the Radiants, they have really cool looking ships because they have the affinity mapping, which dedicates, the affinity appearance of the Hishu, so they look really awesome. Yes, I know. And at the same time they have also the Sophon affinity, so they have Sophon type of ships. They're really good with science, they're really good with deadly weapons, science and destruction, this is what they do. And this is, as a result, who I'm going to play as. It should be fairly interesting, if I may say so myself. Should be fairly interesting indeed. As for the other factions, this is what I came up with. Via the power of editing, I decided to skip the selection of factions because I was thinking about it for a while. I tried to creating a living, breathing universe that would fit the lore set by Naval Warfare himself. So, I am playing as the Radiants, which is ironic because the story he wrote is made for the Templars, whose homeworld was destroyed by the Radiants. So my guess is that I am a mad Templar that broke from the Order and is now part of the Radiants for whatever reason. We'll figure it out as we start playing the game, but the Templars definitely have to be in the game. I decided to include also every single other faction that was tied for the first place in this game. So there are Chantry, there is Ophir Corporation, there is UKSPA, of course the Templars as well, and I'm playing as the Radiants. I included the Pilgrims because Pilgrims have to die. I hate them, you know this very well if you have watched pretty much any of my other Endless Space playthroughs. I love hating Pilgrims, it's just how it is going to go. And I'll do my best to kill them. Actually, UKSPA should be blue, Pilgrims should be pink. Where are the Pilgrims? Pilgrims, there you are. Pilgrims will be pink, and this will be the color that I'll seek to destroy as quickly as possible. As for everybody else, they are set. Difficulty is obviously going to be endless, game speed is going to be fast. There will be many exploration events because they are fun in my opinion. The Ambience Galaxy map is also very important because it looks very pretty. Galaxy Seed for events because why not? I do want technology to be exchanged, Wonders are going to be on, Unique Planets aka Auriga is going to be on, Pirates on, and Insane because I do like being a little bit insane. Battles in manual mode of course will be enabled, all victory tabs except for manual are also enabled, and that is that. As for Galaxy Generation, I'll be playing on the Galaxy Ring because I only have one playthrough on such galaxy ship. It's not my favorite in all honesty, but it will do. Maybe I'll switch it to a different one. I'll think about it. The size will be large, I don't want it to be huge because otherwise this game would take forever. 8 empires and a random age. Basically everything that I could... Oh, it reset the normal? That's strange. Anyway, let's set everything back to what I want it to be. So there will be no balancing whatsoever, galaxy density can stay at medium, star connectivity low, number of constellations will be many, wormholes will be high, constellation distance will be... let's keep it at average. I'll do like average, it's not too bad. Planets per system, I am going to go for random, planet size will be also random, and resources will be low. Actually, let's go for remote constellations. So basically, I'm trying to make as random of a galaxy as humanly possible. And now that everything is set in place, I'm going to pause recording, decide on the shape, I need to think a bit more about that, and start playing. Now, Galaxy Generation takes a while, so that's another reason why I have to pause recording. I'll be right back, however. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have just spawned. It took me several attempts to generate a galaxy that actually looks at least somewhat decently, and this one has a pretty blue color, some nice things in the background. There's my friend Hornyface, I did miss him a lot. And the beautiful universe of Endless Space, yeah, I missed that as well. Regardless, we have now spawned, and unfortunately my spawn is really bad. 3 planets, and when we look at them, it's a Terran, which I had to spawn on, an asteroid belt and a tiny lava. It could be worse, I assume, but not by much. It's one of the worst starts you can possibly imagine, and I can see myself trying to abandon the system as quickly as possible. Now, to make things even more annoying, as I was fishing for a nice looking background for the series, I was spawning on the best home systems I could imagine, including a 6-planet home system. So now to play on this makes me want to tear my hair out. But what matters more, a good starting home system or a nice background? Of course, nice background is the most important thing of all, so this is what I'm going to play on. And I'll just have to abandon home basically ASAP. Now the interesting thing is, recently, I believe it was yesterday or today, whatever, recently, very recently, the devs have actually celebrated the birthday, or rather the Amplitude Studios had its birthday celebrated, and as a result we've got this new cool opening text screen and a galactic event for all factions, which I'm not too keen on, and I wanted to play this game like normally, but at the same time, this event won't stay in the game forever. I assume it will be taken out at some point. But until that happens, this playthrough will be unique, because it will have this event. So what it does is it gives Plans of a Temple basically unlimited power, making the temple tech much more important than it usually would be. Good to know, that's very interesting. Let's minimize that for a moment because I'll probably need to remember that at some later point as well. We've got 3 heroes, one is, oh that's very nice, we've got an administrator here, that will be very useful. We've got a corporate, that's also going to be useful. And we've got a corporate commander that's not too useful, but I guess he looks relatively cool. Or she. Is it a he or she? There's no clear record about his or her. Great. We have no idea what it is. It's an ended here, I believe. Oh yeah. So it's an it, basically. Good. Anyway, let's go ahead and skip that. Go away, heroes. What do we do on the first turn? Well, first things first, remember about what Naval Warfare said. The way I interpret his words is that I'm not only a madman, which we know because of my multiple personalities disorder, but additionally I'm a masochist, and I want my people to live a life of masochists as well. So I'm going to look for planets and systems that are just dreadful and nobody sane would want to live on them. Easier said than done, but I'll do my best. Let's go ahead and grab my scout ship and go to the nearest planet. It's a red dwarf. It has 4 planets on them, and let's see. Large lava with deserted cities, unknown rings, small desert, a barren and asteroid belt. Well, that is a bad system. It's gonna take a while to get the technology to expand to it, so I will not go over there. There is also, where is it? An exploitation event? The remaining recruits in your academy have been replaced with... No! I liked him a lot! Oh, come on, what do I have now? I've got... Well, that's an adventurer and commander, so not too bad. Oh, an administrator and corporate, that's really good actually. You know what? I like those heroes, they're really good. And that's an administrator adventurer, also a really good combination nowadays. I'll take it, you know what? That was actually fairly lucky, I'm glad I got what I got. Anyway, this scout ship is now almost back at my home system. I am playing as the Radiant, so I have a lot of movement that other factions do not. Let's move my population ship to this blue sun. It's not a sun, Endless Amplitude Studios. There's only one sun in our galaxy, unless we named our stars sun, in which case there are multiple suns, but don't name everything as sun because I'm about to tear my hair out. Anyway, our home system, what does it need? Well, for the time being, it does have a long season. This is an anomaly rounded by the fact that I have unlucky colonists as my starting trait, which makes my starting planet to be, rather dreadful. So again, another reason to leave it as soon as possible. Long season, not good for either dust or food, so let's go ahead and try to improve our food income. It's also a terrain, so again, evolving soils is going to be most important. And let's grab public-private partnerships right after that. As for science, what do I want? Well, let's have a quick look at what do I have as special science, because I have so far affinity. I can go ahead and grab low impact labs, which makes me extremely efficient at converting industry to science, and in general I'm really good at science, so I can grab things that just make me, when it comes to science, absolutely amazing. But that is long away in the future. When it comes to fighting, my ships are all fairly bad, but because I'm Radiant, I also have some traits that offset their badness and make those ships actually feasible in combat. Regardless, the technology I'm going to go for, that thankfully what Naval Warfare told me to play as has nothing to do with, because basically the way I see it, he didn't give me any guidelines as for tech, which is good, I like it, so I can go for things that are optimal. So I'll start with anyway fusion plants and follow it up with soul xenobiology. Now, oops, you need to actually hold shift in endless space, I forgot. It happens. So anyway fusion plants is almost always the best thing you can start with in my opinion, because it's just a very nice upgrade. It also allows you to see titanium, which is important. It's one of the most important strategic resources in the entire universe, so you need to know where it is. Additionally, soul xenobiology, while great, also has some fairly limited use, and I prefer to start by getting hydrogen refineries as soon as possible. There are situations where soil xenobiology is more efficient, but the general idea is that most of the times, anyway fusion plants are just flat out better. Not always, but most of the times. Alright, that is all I can do this turn except for taxes. Now, I'm a masochist, so I could go ahead and grab some significant taxes, but as you can see, this will lower my science and food output, so it will take me 42 turns to grow population, 5 turns to do evolved souls, and 3 turns to get anyway fusion plants. If I were to go for 100. Meanwhile, if I go for nothingness, I lose that, but it takes me considerably less time. Now, I'm a masochist, but masochists enjoy the act of hatefulness, and I think I'll try to be a masochist by colonizing the worst worlds I can imagine. So let's just make sure that I can get a little bit of tax income, because I do want to get more heroes. and yet at the same time I also want to keep my system happy. Happy is good because this will allow it to grow population a little bit faster despite the long season. It's good. That's what I would go for regardless if I'm role playing or not. So let's stick to it for the time being. I'll need to rename my home system. I also need to have an idea on the theme of my home system, so I'll rename it later. Maybe I'll keep renaming it after whoever gave me idea for my current personality. But that could be a little bit annoying. Anyway, Deweyville. It's one singular huge gas methane. Not a big fan of that, and the next planet is miles away. So that is a problem indeed. Let's go ahead and send my scout ship over to this binary star. Hopefully it will be a little bit better. Let's have a quick look. Bellatrix. It has double tundras. Not the best, but I might actually be able to, colonize this at some point in the future. So here is the question. Do I backtrack to Bellatrix, or do I risk it and go for this white sun? Which shouldn't be called sun, but whatever. Well, let's play it safe. I'll go back to Ceres. And you also keep on exploring to this yellow sun, which is not a sun, but whatever. For 3 turns I've got extra 40% science. It's very important because of my Sophon affinity, I also gain more science as my tax is lowered. So my science should be fairly significant, my science output that is. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm gonna get all of those things really quickly, and also I can start planning to get my Tundra exploitation, so I will be able to colonize Tundra. Again, very important, and I'm really happy about it. I do want to get public-private partnerships kinda badly, but not too badly. What I believe is more important for me right now, actually, is making sure that no pirates will spawn anywhere. So I will remove that from the queue. When I can, I'll replace it with anyway fusion plants, or rather fusion reactors, or whatever they're called. And then I'll start making more industry, and I'll use it to create as many ships and fleets as humanly possible. Alrighty then, my scouting ship is going to continue moving over there. There's actually titanium on this small tundra. Oh boy, that is good. That is definitely something I want to colonize ASAP. Let's go over there. I'm not even gonna chance it to wait to see what is in this system. This is just too good to pass on. Now the problem is, I do need to roleplay a little bit harder than I am right now. So far the choices I'm making are the choices I would optimally make. So, I'm kinda tempted to increase my tax rate to a ridiculous level to make my people suffer. Because I should make them suffer, that's something that I would like, I imagine. Although making my people suffer in the early 10s is really a bad idea. But it is something that I would assume a person like me would do. Let's keep this thing up for at least one more 10, I really need evolved souls. For one more 10, allow me. Let's say that I'm now I'm still mad and confused, but I'm trying to hold it together. I'm about to go completely mental, but I have not gone completely mental as of yet. So, Yekao, it has a medium terrain with mineral rich, medium tundra with strange fossils, and tiny ocean. Perfect! Now I have an excuse. You see, this system is an amazing system. I love it already. It has really good anomalies that just give you so many good bonuses. It has an ocean and a terrain, it has hydromule, which is great. I just love this system so much, I want to colonize it right away. So let's stay as far away from it as possible. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm gonna try and colonize it. Let's just pretend it doesn't exist for the time being and head over there. Good. I have an excuse to be a masochist without increasing my tax rate to a ridiculous level. I'm happy about that. One technology is randomly discarded. Which one? Holy, that's a lot of technology. Compact fusion reactors. That's actually really good because it gives me more speed, and also I can colonize Arctic. Not like I need to know how to colonize Arctic. I haven't discovered any Arctic planets, but it's good to have this technology nevertheless. It's an expensive one, or at least more expensive than the ones I currently have access to mostly, so I'm really happy about it. Okay, so I've got all the very important technologies, so what else do I want? Well, hydromule is there. Normally I would just, without even thinking, go ahead and grab xenology, and I might grab it regardless, because as Radiants I have very big problems with dust, so let's go ahead and grab xenology to increase my dust production. What do I want to have next? Well, what would a masochist grab? Probably something to throw himself at the enemy, that would allow him to throw himself at the enemy, or maybe walk inside a reactor. Or maybe, I don't know, something strange and weird and whatnot. I think I'll go let the genealogy finish, and then I'll go ahead and grab coal mining right after that. It will allow me to see Hyperion, it will allow me to create geo-industrial plants that I'll be able to, I don't know, roast my people in, so this would be nice. So there is definitely that. I know a lot of technologies for the state of the game. My score is probably very high, and it is indeed, despite the fact that I'm playing on endless, because keep in mind technologies translate to a lot of scores. So there we go. All of the movement is now done, so I can understand. Series is working hard on its geoindustrial plans, so man, I do need to rename it. Do I need to rename it after naval warfare? I probably won't even be able to do that. So no, I think I will name it differently. I'm not sure how just yet. Maybe, I don't know. I will need to probably have a suggestion in the comments or something, because I cannot think of a way to do so. So, I have this guy lots of luxury resources that I am not going to use because I will not be expanding over there. Bellatrix, my dear lady. I do want to colonize you, and I'm going to colonize the titanium thingy. So now I can exploit titanium, and I have another system under my grasp. That is very nice indeed. Bellatrix obviously needs to be exploited ASAP with iron grafting, heavy isotope refineries, and sustainable farms in that particular order. As for you, dear sir, I'm going to continue working on heavy isotope refineries, and everything is good over there. Two of my systems are happy now. I'm not too happy about the fact that they are happy. I kind of want them to start suffering a little bit. So let's go ahead and make them suffer. Yeah, I am after all a masochist, and I want my people to, you know, not feel like they are in the best of spots. So by increasing my tax rate to this level, making my people unhappy, I will actually make it so that I gain way less science, because I gain nothing from the tax rate from my soft one affinity, and additionally my people are also going to take longer to procreate. Good! That's role-playing difficultiness that naval warfare made me go through, and I accept the extra level of challenge with joy. Also, it gives me a bit of extra dust. Now, normally I'll try to keep my tax rate as low as possible, so I would grow faster, make improvements faster and whatnot. I do not need to have a lot of dust just yet. But this is not how I play. Also, how much dust do I have? Over 20, so I can hire here already. I'll start, let's have a quick think. I can either start by hiring this guy, which gives me 8% to everything. That's not too bad. Not too good either, but because he's an adventurer administrator, he will have Minister of Propaganda, which is pretty nifty if I may say so myself. On the other hand, I could go for a corporate adventurer, so he would have both the means to increase. We're basically offici all around, everything I could think of, and those bonuses are also fairly significant. And Minister of Propaganda increases my happiness. I don't think I want that. I don't want to be happy, I want to suffer, and this guy seems like he knows the way to suffering. He will know how to make everybody screaming in pain. I like it. Let's go ahead and hire this guy and put him in either Ceres or Bellatrix. Let's have a quick think about it. I'll put him in Ceres for the time being, because I want to develop my home system a little bit. Also, this hero, hey, a Santa system. Also, this hero will gain levels for each created improvement, which is rather important, because it will allow him to level up a little bit faster. Alrighty then, there is that done. Let's go ahead and finish this turn. Proceed to the next one. I did not bring myself any juice. Now, next time I will, but because right now I'm mad with pain and agony, I decided to make my throat die in pain and agony by not drinking any juice whatsoever. No, I'm actually being serious. So, nothing happened this turn, I can just go ahead and finish it. I could adjust my tax rate a little bit, but nah, who does that? Let my people pay high taxes, earn a lot of dust this way, and my people will not be happy, which would be horrible. I mean, why would I want them to be happy? I certainly wouldn't. Anyway, alien graphing continues. I am tempted to go for public-private partnerships, but right now science is less important than creating a bunch of ships that I can send around. So first things first, let's scrap those designs. I do not like the standard designs because they are just bad. I'll keep the Procreator, but I'll change him around. This is my expansion ship. This is where my population goes through in order to expand to other systems. As you can see, this is what it does. He has the civilian module. I also want him to have an engine module, so he's even faster and can get to other systems faster. I think I just repeated myself twice. Now, my fighting ship, it's not the best because it's actually, hold on a second, what? This is interesting. So, righty then. So, it's just really bad at having civilian modules. Righty then. I wasn't planning to giving it any civilian modules regardless, so I'm very fine with that. He's got a bonus to scout module, which I'm not gonna use because I don't care about having more vision. It does give you more accuracy on weapons, so scouting has been buffed, finally, but it's still not that amazingly important to have it. Maybe in the future, once you have like a command and control ship, but this is just my standard fighting ship. And in fact, it's not even that, it's just my pirate blocker. It's my pirate blocker. It's the ship that I'll use to prevent pirates from spawning on nearby systems. It's very important. I'll give it the cheapest thing that I can find, which will probably be melee kinetics, just one bit of it. So this ship basically has one gun strapped to it, and that's all this ship is. And I'll make a few of those ships, because I need to send them to nearby systems to make sure that no pirates will spawn in them. It's very important and very crucial because those pirates can wreck your empires very easily. I want to lower my tax rate, it's in fact very important, but role-playing is the most... Oh, come on! This system is so good, but I cannot go over there! Because roleplay! No, that is the challenge, I like it. Father, what do you have to say for yourself? Huge arid, large Arctic, tiny tundra. Alrighty then, it's a fairly good system, I would say. It does have a nice selection of not too bad anomalies, and I can colonize it reasonably quickly as well. So now what do? I do want to continue expanding, so I can either keep my tax rate up and be masochistic this way, but expand, or I cannot expand and lower my tax rate. Now, it would be better for me to expand. It's more important to expand, especially to grab this system. I mean, look at this. How difficult should I make things for myself, though? That is the question. Now, I know that because I'm playing as Radiance, my faction is not all that powerful, so the AI already has a decent advantage over me. My score is fairly okay for now, but that's just because of the technologies I have. So, because I probably have... I mean, probably a little bit underpowered compared to the other factions, I think I'll make things slightly easier for myself. So, I'll keep the tax rate high up, but I will expand to those good systems. That's what I think I'll do. So, Xenoturns agencies are being done. I will have more population in 3 turns, which is nice. In 3 turns, I'll make 2 more pirate blockers, and then I'll actually go ahead and start expanding. Now, this will take forever and ever, unfortunately, because I am unhappy. So, what I could do is cheat the system and make myself happy for now and then unhappy when I expand. But that's a little bit lame. I'm not sure, I might do that. Anyway, when it comes to science, I'm done with coal mining, which is nice to discard some nice and important things for me. I do want to grab some post-op analytics, because it gives me more experience on heroes, which is very important. I like to get this technology as soon as possible. Also, more command points on your fleet, usually fairly important. What else do I like and what else am I considering going for? Well, it's always nice to grab Interplanet Transport Network ASAP. Not only it gives you access to antimatter, but also it's a really powerful star system improvement, which I like to have as quickly as possible. Additionally, I know that there are some deserts I could colonize over there, or rather it's actually just an arid, but it's a really good arid, so I could grab that. No, I'm not in a hurry though. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I could grab colonization program, not exactly what I need just yet. I am really thinking about improved fleet management, but I do want to know if there's any antimatter in the vicinity, so I'll go ahead and grab this first. I might follow it up with probably arid colonization. So there is that. Hyperium I know has been discovered. We have known about this for a while. Do I really keep this BS up? I might, in all honesty, just because it does give me a bit of dust, which normally I would not get a lot of because I'm Radiance, and this will allow me to buy a new hero at a reasonably decently fast pace. So let's keep it up for the time being. B, make it as painful for our people as humanly possible. And for as long as possible. Keep on moving along, and what did I see? That's a really good system for what I can tell. And it's the bordering system for my little region. A new exploration ship is created at Giza. That's actually really nice, and I'm really excited about this because this ship will be another one of my pirate blockers. So the ship with more movement points will go to Fava and stay there, and the ship with less movement points will stay over here on the Giza and prevent any pirates from spawning in there. Keep in mind, if you have your own ship orbiting a star system, no pirates can possibly spawn in there. It's very important. Right, series is done with Xenotourism agencies for extra dust, and my hero has also leveled up. Very important, I think I'm going to rush Director on this hero for extra food and industry. Rather important, mind you, since I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll resign from one of the pirate blockers, because I will not need those. I'll make one pirate blocker, send it to the better system to prevent any pirates from spawning over there, and then start walking like crazy on those procurators. Now they'll take... I'm terribly sorry for this. They'll take me for absolutely effing ever. That is true, and I will not even be maxed out on series, which is also a little bit annoying. So, you know what? I will, for now, because otherwise it's just too bad for me, I will increase my happiness. And since this is like 1 day of happiness, I'm mad, a mad person after all. Let's increase it to this point where I'm actually losing dance, but my empire is fervent and people on series are ecstatic. If I were to find a reasoning for this, then I don't know, maybe we have overdose on pain and it's so fun that we are actually enjoying it for a change. You know what, that actually makes sense. For most of the time you feel pain when you're a masochist, I imagine, but sometimes you have those better moments. And are those really pilgrims? Are they right behind this wormhole? Really? Man, we are going to have war so quickly, unless you forbid it, of course. Keep in mind, you're the one who dictates my personality. But with my current personality, I would go to war with them as soon as possible, as soon as I can. So anyway, pilgrims have been discovered. That's a bit annoying. I'm not too keen or ecstatic about it. Power blocker cannot do anything about this ship either. That's also a big problem. It doesn't blockade series. It cannot. It's my region, so it cannot do anything over here, which is good. Let's go to Techo, prevent any pirates from spawning in there. And I actually did not grow population because I had procurators queued up right after creating this colony ship, which is a bit annoying, but whatever. They will be made in 3 turns. Okay, that's enough for happiness day. Let's increase the tax rate again and make my people less happy. 4 turns before the procurator is created. Well, let's not make it too ridiculous. I do need this thing to be done, okay? So let's increase my tax rate to 40%. I still gain a little bit of science and whatnot. You just continue working on what you're working on. Things are fine over there. Let's end at 10. And yeah, so far so good. I was able to stick to the guidelines outlined by the community, that being the naval warfare community. What else do I want on this hero? I do want to get civil engineer, I think, just in order to get my next ship a little bit faster. Now this is an ability that rapidly loses its power as the game progresses, but for the time being I'm making 29 industry per 10, so I do want to have this extra 10 industry. It's actually a fairly big deal. Later on it's meaningless, but for now it's important, so let's go ahead and do this. You sit here for the time being, blockade the system, make sure no pirates can spawn in here. Alright, this is lower the time that it will take me to create those ships. And I believe I'm actually going to cut it off there. Nah, this videocast has not been long enough. It's the first part of the series. It needs to be longer, right? Also, because I'm letting the community decide how I play as, I believe it's only fair that I play for as long as possible to stay in one personality for at least somewhat of an extended time. And then again, I don't want to bore you with too long of a video. And videos that are too long are never good, so yeah. I'll make one procurator for the time being, or just one, and I'll make another pirate blocker as well. So I'll send the pirate blocker over here, and I'll need actually 2 pirate blockers. And the reason I'm doing those is because I want my population to grow a little bit after I lose it from making this procurator. And can I increase it? Well, I can, but it will take me longer to create this procurator, so let's do it this way. I don't feel like I did a very good job at following naval warfare's directions so far. In all honesty, I'm playing a little bit too optimally. I did handicap myself for several times, but I feel like I could do a better job. I really could and should do a better job. Well, rough start per se when it comes to role-playing, but maybe in the future it will be better. I think I will actually end it over here. Let me know what you think so far of the series. Let me know what my personality should be for the next video. it's actually very important. How, you know, the grand scheme of things, not go into details like move your fleet to farther or something, no, just the general idea. Or you can go into, like, you know, you can write more, like Never Warfare did, but he still gave me a general idea rather than giving me direct orders, right? I don't think I followed him too well. I mean, I tried my best. Normally I would go for much lower tax rate regardless. So I didn't overdo it, but I feel like I could have tried better. Still, early turns are just so important. I'm sorry, Never Warfare. Next time I promise I'll stick to your guidelines a little bit better, but until then, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mixpire. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments below for my personality in the next video, and I'll see you online.